Good afternoon. Happy Monday. I hope you had a great weekend. I am Julie with Creations by Julie. Ed is dancing behind the camera, as usual. But, welcome to my page. Ed tries to provide a little entertainment for me, I guess, so I don't frown the entire time. But one of these days he's gonna flip it and y'all are gonna see it. But thank you for hopping on today. Let's check and make sure. I didn't turn my phone down, of course. Let me make sure Facebook is gonna show me today. You never know. Oh, actually, I didn't even have to go to my page. It popped up, so let me get it. And I had intended to fix it to where you didn't see the pin.
Yeah.
But I didn't do it. And I'm not sure how to do it now. Like to unpin it. It's technical, so you know I don't know that. So anyway, we'll try to figure that out next time. He says it's harder for him to see the comments. All right, I'll try to talk a little louder too. Again, thank you for hopping on today. This is my first live for the month of May. So y'all know what that means. We had a contest. I don't know if you'd call it a contest, but we had a giveaway going all last month. And so today we're going to reach into our glassing bag and pull a name. And somebody is going to be getting this April craft kit from Magnolia Design, and you see all the different stuff that's in it, the stencil, the ink, 2 dish towels, everything you need. And we finished, I guess it was Thursday was the last chance to get in there. Now we have a bag full of names. So let me just shake them up good, turn it upside down, and we're gonna reach in there and pull out a name. First thing, I can't believe April is over with. It seems like we just started April. So, let's see, let me reach around in there. I will keep the bag in case I don't hear from this person, unless it's somebody. Maria Francisco. Okay, Maria's on here a lot. Maria, if you're here, let me know. I'm not sure if I have your address or not, but PM me your address and I will be getting this out to you. I was going to say I'm going to keep that bag just in case we don't hear from Maria, but I know that she is on a lot of my lives. So congratulations, Maria. My video is not coming up to where I can see comments, so let me get out of this. Probably because I'm watching it from my personal page and not my business page. So let's go to the business page and see if I can find it. That way I can see your comments. Ed tries to catch all the comments. And, you know, sometimes, hi Barbara. Sometimes he doesn't see all of them. But this way, and I am going to be gifting something else at the very end of our live today. I really haven't decided exactly how I'm going to handle all the blessings for May, whether we'll do it every week, every live video. I'm not sure. But today I am going to be gifting some napkins to someone at the end of this live. So now today we're going to be talking about everybody is doing these crafts. You get on YouTube and all you got to do is type in smashed can and all kinds of things pop up. And I know there's a lot of different ways to do it. Today I am just going to show you how I did it and give you some suggestions, and we're going to talk about some different things. These are the 2 that I did. This is one. It is with a regular can. I think this was a can of green beans, you know. And it's kind of cool that you can do something like this with green beans. I love sunflowers. So now this one I did front and back, and I put a little hanger on it, put some holes in it, I actually have this one sitting on my tier tray in my kitchen. So depending on what size you want to do, this is a cute size, not real big. This one I did.
Those cans have got numbers on them. I think it's a number 4 use.
Okay, this one I did with the larger can. And Ed and I were just talking about it. Now I love this. It's going to go on my fireplace for spring. You can see I put a little butterfly up here. Now I don't know if you can see, but there's a little bird's nest there with 2 eggs. This was actually done with sweet potato yams. It says it's 29 ounces. What is it?
Turn it over and look at the bottom. Should have a number stamped on it.
Oh, I don't know. There's best used by.
No.
I don't see like any.
Right in the middle with a circle around it, usually.
No.
Used to be.
Yeah. But anyway, you can get green beans. You can get a lot of different things this size. But it is about 29 ounces. But that's what this was made of. And it's a good size. Now, the one thing I will tell you when you're looking for your cans, and I don't know if it's because they're trying to improve things or what, but the one thing, if you're going to do this, I think there's a way to do it without you being able to get both ends open. Somebody said make this your top and just put your foam up here and smash this in. But for right now, I would say try to use a can that you can take the lid off, the top and the bottom. And if you look, I know I looked at some soup cans. Ed eats a lot of soup, so I checked his soup cans. They have a rounded bottom, so you're not able to take it off with a regular can opener. I'm sure there's a way you could take it off, but who wants to go to all that trouble? The thing is to make a quick and easy project, right? So whatever size can, take off the top and the bottom, soak it, take off the paper. You can use some Goo Gone to get off the sticky part. Once you've done that, then you have something like this. Okay, see, I didn't get off all the glue, but I'm going to cover it with a napkin, so it's really no big deal. This was actually a can of boiled peanuts, and I just took off the top and the bottom. Okay, and I think it would be really cute to use. This was mushrooms, and I'll show you what I had. I'll show you later the idea I had for this. I thought it would be really cute. One reason I thought you could do some cute things with this is because, and I was thinking patriotic, because I was thinking of using the Scrabble tiles, the USA, but if you didn't want to use napkins, this 2.5-inch ribbon is perfect to cover this can. This would be even cute to cover these cans and not take out both sides, but just to put flowers or different things in. But the 2.5-inch ribbon is the perfect size, and you just glue it on there. You wouldn't have to Modge Podge. But I'll tell you more about what I had in mind for that one later. But for today, we're going to work with one this size, which will make about this size. Now, once you have cut off the top and the bottom and you've washed your can really well, then you're going to have to smash it, which is why they're called smash cans. Let me move these things out of my way just a little bit, and I'll show you how easy it is just to take one of these big cans and smash it. I like to do it, I say that like I've done a million. I've done these 2 and that's it, y'all. But I want the seam in the back for 2 different reasons. If I'm gonna, like today, I'm not gonna use it like this with a handle. I'm gonna actually put it on a plaque. You'd put this on the back and glue it. Or if you didn't want to put the napkin on the back, either way, if you're gonna put a napkin over it, it doesn't matter. Like this one, I made sure it was in the back, but see, I covered both sides with a napkin. So material or napkin, it doesn't matter really. My can's trying to roll off. Okay, let's see if I can smash this. And I don't guess it matters which end you smash. I don't think they're any lighter, but you're just going to push on it. True, you might want to stand up.
Or you could use a vise.
Yeah, I actually, this one gave to Ed, and he went to his shop, put it in the vise, but it still didn't come together all the way. And I don't know why you would want to make sure it's totally together. It gives a better angle, but it's not like you're going to put fresh flowers or water or anything in it. And if you put something across there, it's going to be covered. So you just smash it the best you can. If you don't have a vise, he can't stand it. He wants to do it himself. Do what?
Take the pliers and just squeeze the corner and it will close up.
Exactly. Let me find them. I have a little pair. Take pliers. Now it will bend your can a little bit, but take and squeeze the corners. Y'all can see, I just usually give it to Ed and say, squish this. Now I did read that you also could take a board and lay the board here at the bottom and take a hammer, you know. But you can get it smashed, which is why they're called smash can projects. But you kind of get the idea. You want the big opening here, your smaller here. Now, if you just really want it together, totally get you some glue and some clips and glue it and clip it or whatever. But you can get it smashed to where it's very, like, take a piece of board like this and then just use your hammer and smash it. It's not hard to smash. Now, while we're smashing, I just told Ed.
Karen Hunter says hi.
Hi, Karen. Okay. So while we're smashing, I'm going to see. I thought I would go patriotic with the one today because I'm not going to put them on my Etsy store. I'm going to use it on my fireplace and stuff. So I've got a spring one. I want to do a patriotic one. But I had an idea on these little ones, how cute it would be to do like Americana or something and use the little Scrabble letters, either with flowers and in the middle of the flower put USA or on the can. But I'm not sure, I told him, I'm not sure these smaller cans will smash as easy. So we're fixing to find out. You do want to make sure, of course. I have one, and they may not make the other can openers anymore that make jagged edges. I have one that just cuts off and it's not sharp. But it could be a little sharp on the inside. I saw someone say take a file and make it where it's not sharp. This is smooth as it can be on the bottom. This one does have a little bit of a lip, but it's going to be on the top, and just watch your fingers when you're putting stuff in it. But I'm fixing to see if the smaller cans smash as well. This was Ed's mushrooms. So I know he's got 2 more cans up there. So when he eats those, I may take a picture of what I end up doing with these. You see that bent kind of crooked there. But there again, it's the back. I don't think it's going to be any big deal. And y'all, if I could just take my hands and smash it. But you can see that's not straight across right there. But I don't think it matters. It's going to be covered. So, there's the little one. Didn't take but a second, did it? Okay, now the next thing you want to do is, I would paint it no matter what I was going to do, whether I was going to use cloth or whether I was going to use napkins. Napkins especially, because you know how thin they are. And so I didn't want to wait for that to dry. So here's one that I have already painted. I just took chalk paint. And the reason I would say use chalk paint, it just has a better coverage on metal and glass, like your glass jars and stuff, than acrylic paint does. You can add a little texture to it if you want to add baking soda in your chalk paint. And then you can just kind of dab it on here, and maybe you don't want to put anything else. Maybe you have some stickers that you want to put across the front. But after I smashed this one, I just ran the brush in between. See, it's not closed totally. And then a little bit on the inside, just in case you see any of the inside when I get through putting my flowers in it. But I wanted to do patriotic. And I like the Americana patriotic, but I didn't have any flowers that I thought would look right. What I had are these bright bright red and blue. So I didn't want to go Americana with that. So I had a package of these, which will be perfect with those flowers. And so I'm just going to Modge Podge a napkin on here. And I painted it white because it just helps the napkin pop better color-wise. And to separate my napkin, this kind of has sometimes these are harder because you can see it's like an embossing around the entire edge. But this doesn't feel like it's a 2-ply napkin. Some people say wet your fingers, some people use Modge Podge, but I like the tape. And this is not but a 2-ply napkin, I'm pretty sure. We'll try to see if there's another ply on there, but I don't believe, it's not very sticky anymore. I don't believe there's another ply. And you ask, why do you want to make sure you get down to the very last ply of your napkin? Because if you don't, the only thing that's going to adhere is going to be this side right here. And if it's just white, then your other could peel off. So we're gonna see if there's another layer to this napkin. I believe these napkins were just cheap napkins from the Dollar Tree. And sometimes they say, do not microwave. Sometimes they say if they're 2-ply or 3-ply. This one doesn't say. So, if I rip the napkin, then I know there's not another. And I don't believe there is. Have you seen Maria yet, Ed?
No.
Just as a side note, Ed, listen to the air conditioner. Do you hear it?
Yes, dear.
I tried, it's clicking, like it's trying to kick off, and he had not heard it. And it's doing it a lot now, because I turned it down so I wouldn't get hot. Okay, there's not another ply to this napkin. So, we're gonna take this napkin and Modge Podge it on here. I'm only gonna do the front, because I'm going to be putting it on a board. So what I want to do is just barely go around the edges. You're not going to see the back of the napkin, so I'm just going to kind of cut here. So I'm going to wrap it around the edge. You could use cloth. You can use, scrapbook paper.
Dennis Brubaker said put a piece of Scotch tape on either side, but the painter's tape, blue painter's tape works the same.
Yeah. Sorry, y'all, I'm distracted. Do you?
Yeah.
I hope my air conditioner doesn't quit. It's really acting up. Do you think you should go turn it back to about 75? We don't need to replace an air conditioner. I'm already having to replace my hot water heater, y'all. I blame my poor puppy for peeing in the floor. And come to find out, nah, I got a little hole in the bottom of my hot water heater. And it was drifting behind the washing machine. Okay. Alright, I'm just going to put a good amount of Modge Podge on my can. Now, I like to let the paint dry a day or two. And this is where you get to use your creativity, Decorate it any way you want to decorate it. We're not going to do the iron-on because I don't want hot metal. but crinkles are kind of nice looking on these actually. All right, I'm going to take it and I'm going to try to get it right the first time. And then I'm just going to kind of pat it. And then I'm going to take, you've got to be careful because if you start rubbing, you're going to rip your napkin. So when you're doing something like this, you can take, it's called a chip brush, or it's just a dry brush with kind of hard bristles. And if you do it this way, it kind of goes down in those lines and the grooves of your can.
Phyllis Brubaker said she just replaced her hot water heater and they're not cheap anymore.
No. And Ed wants to, he doesn't want to pay anybody to install it. With his health, he's just, I don't think he's able. But, yeah, I guess we're going to go tomorrow and look for a hot water heater. But I've been telling him our air conditioner was like clicking. It's like a relay, not a switch, he said. But, and then when he came the other day, was it yesterday? Because I was fixing my hair in the bathroom and I'm like, listen, don't you hear it? It wouldn't do it. It ran fine. And I had just turned it, I normally keep it on 75, but I had just turned it down to 72 or up to 72, whichever way you want to look at it. Because I didn't want to get hot sitting in here. So it was probably trying to overwork. All right, I'm just going to go over this back here so that it will lay down. Basically, Modge Podge is glue. Y'all know that. So we're just going to do the edges. I'm going to go over this a little bit. Basically, now, you know, it looks white now, but it will dry clear. And I'm going to take my brush. There it is. And I'm just going to put a little bit up here to where this will kind of tear across my top because it's wet. And I can do one or two things. I can either fold it under, which I think I will, where it's covering the top right there. And it works as glue, or you could tear it off. Once it gets wet, it would tear pretty easy, but I'm just going to push down on it and let it kind of fold underneath there. And just add a little bit to the bottom of it there, like glue. When I first started seeing these, I thought, I don't understand the interest in these, really. But then when I did one, it was kind of fun, you know, to see all the different ways you could do it. Now, right now, I'm just kind of putting Modge Podge on the top, which will act as a sealant. You could spray it too if you wanted to. But the Modge Podge does dry clear. You don't want to rub real hard.
It may not dry before you get through.
I've got my thing over here. I can force it to get dry. So I'm just kind of pat it a little bit. Normally I don't put a layer of Modge Podge on my napkin projects because I just don't like the brush strokes. But because this can is got the ridges and stuff anyway, you really don't see brush strokes. Okay, hopefully it'll dry. We're going to work on the board now before we do our flowers. All right, so I've got that covered. Would you put this brush over there in the water? Thank you. Okay. So, any questions about Any questions about getting this far with your can? Like I said, you can do both sides if you want to, but this side's going to be glued down. So I just want that one side done. Okay, what I'm going to do now, get some of this stuff out of my way. Y'all know that I like to take and reuse things and repurpose. This is a stand-up shelf setter thing that we did at Christmas, and I had a bow up here. I just pulled the bow off so that I can use this side of it. I just like to use things for different seasons. What I'm going to do is put this paper, it's like a shiplap, and I'm going to just cover this board with this paper while that's drying. And to do that, I want my board running crossways. So I don't really want the nail things. So, and I'm going to do it a little bit. You know, I told you, Ed, that I could guarantee you I didn't get everything. I need a piece of sandpaper. I told him, I said, I guarantee you I've forgotten something because there's so many things I wanted to lay here to show you. So I'm just tracing that. I left a little bit, and I'm going to cut to the outer part of my line so that I can sandpaper it off after I Modge Podge it on. Do you see it? There's several of them laying there on that table. And I didn't even cut a straight line. And I'm not going to use the iron. We're going to do the old time way we always did before. I'm just going to kind of put it on there where I want it. Make sure I have a little bit on both edges. Up. Hey Ed, you don't see it? No. Okay, go to the middle of the table. All right, look down on the table. There's like a red plastic tray. It may be under the tub. It's got like 6 things of sandpaper in it. Okay, I was going to have him wash my brush, but I'll just use this one. Okay, so I'm just going to put Modge Podge on here, and since I'm not doing the iron on, all right, thank you. Yeah, I just needed one.
Okay. Long enough, I figured I'd bring you enough to do.
Okay, so we're gonna, and I just do like half the board at a time. And that way I can kind of hold it. This is a new squeegee from Unique in the Creek that you use for their character boards and their vinyls. It's really nice. Make sure there's no bubbles. And I'm going to lift it up and do the bottom part of the board. And there really is a lot of different things you can use these smash cans for, I guess. I just didn't understand the interest in them, but everybody was doing them, so I thought, well, I'm gonna try. You know, and I don't like to try to teach y'all something if I haven't at least done it. So I've made those 2. And that's why I thought, well, you know, I'll make one for 4th of July. When you're using anything like this, you kind of start at the middle and go out. We're going to give it a few minutes to sit on the board and get dry before we rub it, make sure I got my edges all really well. We're going to let that set a few minutes before I'm not going to give him this brush just in case I have to use it again. I'll wash it later. We're going to set that there. Okay. This is still very wet. Let me see. Let me turn this on for a second and kind of dry this. I just want to be careful because I don't want to burn my napkin. But it needs to be a little drier than this. The next thing I'm going to do is take some styrofoam. I'll just get this started and then I'll show you. And you don't have to go out and buy styrofoam. Let's work with it for a minute. Because when I was making these two, I didn't have a piece of styrofoam like this, foam, floral foam. It's not the real soft stuff that you soak in water and put flowers in. It's the harder styrofoam. So I found a couple, you know those white styrofoam bowls that you buy, disposable bowls? I found those, and so I just took them and squished them and made them fit down in there. Basically, it's just something to give your flowers something to go into so they'll stand up and not flop over everywhere. So use what you've got. So you're going to cut, and you don't have to think you have to fill the whole thing. But let me get this maybe easier to cut or not as messy if I try to do it through the plastic, you think? Let's see, how far down do I want to go?
I hate to see you with a sharp knife.
It's pointed in my direction. Okay, I'll have to cut the edges. This is where it's going to get messy. When you start cutting this stuff. I don't want to mess up my napkin. Okay. All right, see, that's going to go down in there pretty good. And so it doesn't have to come all the way to the bottom. And I don't even think I need to glue that because, I mean, that's pushed in there as hard as I can push it.
And once you stick the flowers in there, it's going to expand.
Yeah, not a whole lot though, will it?
It'll expand it some.
Okay. So, I'm trying to think if I want to cover it with this yucky moss before or after I put the flowers in. I think I'll do a little bit before and then I may add some after. So you're gonna have to take some of this mess making stuff. And it does make a mess. I wonder if it'd be better if I cut it. Maybe. So I mainly want it around the edges of my can to start with. So I'm going to put some glue on the styrofoam, but like right on the edge of my can. Don't burn yourself. This is just so that you don't see that styrofoam. Okay. So I'm not going to put any more right now. I'm going to wait till after I get my flowers cut. And I'm not sure the other day if I used my glue skillet to put a little glue on the end of the flowers, or if I just stuck them down in there. May depend on what flowers you pick out and how stiff the stems to them are. Okay, I think this is dry enough that we're gonna try to sand the edges with this. Now this is scrapbook paper, so it's a little harder to sand than a napkin, but it does come off pretty good. I can go back and stain the edges if I decide I want them stained, or I could paint them white. Now, I did forget to tell you, I did not poke holes in this because I knew I was going to be gluing it, but if you want to hang it or set it up, then you would just poke 2 holes or drill 2 holes in each, 1 hole in each side. I use jute for mine. You could use jute, you can use string, you can use ribbon, rusty wire, whatever it is that you like that fits your design. And then just take a pencil, and once you get your napkin on there, just poke the hole through the napkin. But you would want to do that step before you decoupage your napkin on. Okay, so that gets that. So what I'm going to do is take mine. Okay. Now, the glue's not totally dry, but it's pretty dry here at the bottom. So I am going to look for some ribbon. Let's see what I brought out here. And what I had talked about earlier, let me show you some ribbon. I had an idea, and for this next one, the one I just squashed today, I thought how cool it would be to do Americana, and I had bought this material, but I bought it to do a Americana rag wreath. So I don't know how much of it I'm gonna have left, but I had thought it would be so cute to take like ribbon like this and put around the top and the bottom. See, I mean, this doesn't match this, of course, the red, white, blue here. But if you took a piece of this and put it here, and a piece here, and then a strip of this material in the middle, and then made flowers. We're gonna make flowers Thursday. But if you made flowers out of this, that would be really cute to make an Americana one. And like I said, even that little one that I showed you, take the little one and do that and kind of put 3 of them on there and put USA on them, would be really cute. But since I'm going with this type of napkin, I need ribbon that is the traditional red and white. So I have these 2. And I'm just going to decide which one I like on there best. And I'm going to run a little ribbon on the bottom. I think I like that one. So what I'm going to do is just cut enough to wrap around the can. And I'm going to glue it right to the bottom of the can. Now that my Modge Podge down here, it's dry up here too. I can touch it all over. So let's just run a little bit of hot glue right across the bottom. If y'all have any questions, just put them out there and I'll answer them the best I can. I said, I am not a I don't have all the answers for these smash cans because this is just the 3rd time I've done one. And this is just my version of it. To me, ribbon or something across the bottom just kind of helps cover up that very bottom part right there. And you don't notice if it's crooked or if it's bent or, you know, anything like that. I definitely, an idea too is to take your same ribbon, if you wanted to, once I get the flowers in, and see if it needs anything else. Maybe you want to put a little stripe up here or a stripe down each side or something like that. But we're going to put the flowers in this before we put it on our board. So when it comes to flowers, there again, that's when you're creative. You just, there's no right, there's no wrong, there's no certain number. In florals, I have heard that you do in sets of 3. I don't know. But I have these blue, and I have these really bright blue, and I don't think there's a single flower that is really this color, but oh well. And I'm not sure, I probably will use this blue, we'll see. And then for white, I thought I would just use this little greenery thing for the white. And then I have some greenery. Ed and I were talking earlier too. I have a tendency to overdo. I mean, especially when it comes to florals. I mean, look at this can. You definitely I could have gotten away with a lot less flowers, you know. I wouldn't have had to use the butterfly, or I have a tendency to overdo. You do what you like. If you want just a few flowers, then do that. I tend to start just building it. Like I said, there's no right or wrong way. And I'm going to just take a couple of these and cut them off. Some of them, they're too long, I know, for this particular project. So I'm just going to take a few and cut. With flowers, you just work with them, and you want some long, some short. Oops, that wasn't good. Nobody's going to be pulling on that flower that hard, though. I was trying to pull that because I want the greenery from the flowers in there too. Do like in odd numbers. Either use 3 or 5 is kind of the rule of thumb, but it's not written in stone. There's, again, do what you like. I'm going to try 3 of each of these. Seen any questions, Ed?
I'm a-looking, but I ain't seen any.
Okay. So I usually start with my greenery, and y'all, I have to hold it towards me, sorry. It just kind of is the backdrop. You need to look and see how long you want it. And I am going to put a little bit of, I'm going to have to use my glue gun because I don't have my glue skillet out here. If y'all don't know what a glue skillet is, it's like a hot skillet, and like a cooking skillet, only it's small and it's full of glue, and you just dip the things down in it and put glue on the bottom. So I'm actually putting these behind the styrofoam so that it will lay down on the board more. And then I may come in a little kind of in the middle and put this one. I don't think I need to put glue on it. Kind of put that one out to the side. Okay, then start with any flower you like. You want them different heights. I like to kind of work in a V, kind of like this. If I'm going to put 3 flowers, kind of in a V shape. But you do what you like. All right, I want one, I believe, taller. want more red than I've got blue. So let's do a taller red one to the back. And you see, I didn't put glue on any of those because it's a real thick stem. And see, that's 4, so I don't want to do 4. I want to do 5. I'm going to cut this one long. But it's going down in that styrofoam, and see, they're in there. They're not going to come out.
It's got the little barbs on the stem too, don't it?
These are plain. Okay, I'm going to put one kind of down like that. You can make your greenery come down and flow however you want. Okay, then I'm going to go add white. This doesn't have the sprigs that move up, so I'm going to cut a couple of short ones. And a couple of longer ones. And we'll see. I just want a little white. And I don't think I'm going to have to use glue on them either unless I...
Brenda Bracken said she caught you before it ended.
Yeah, Brenda, this one today's going a little bit longer because there wasn't a whole lot that I could do beforehand. And I didn't know how I was going to do the white. Like I said, sometimes you just... I know with sunflowers they say don't do all of them, and probably no flower. Don't do all of it where they're turned to face you. Okay, so that's what I've got so far. See, I just have to do things until I like it. That one's a little too high for me. All right, it needs something right there. I've got some other little red, white, and blue twirly things, and I may add those later. I'm thinking about maybe taking a couple of pipe cleaners and like twisting them, little curly Q things, to kind of add a little bit more. But for right now, we'll just leave this like it is. It's going to end up to be just a, because I think I'm going to come all the way down, almost to the bottom of my shelf sitter, and glue it to where it will just be something sitting on my mantle. I might come back and put beads, like that will hang down a little bit, or something. Or I might find, I tell you what, Ed, would you go in there and look in the big bedroom? See, I'm sending you again. Go to the bed, go to the left side of the bed, back towards the pillows. There is a box that has 4th of July stuff in it. There's only one of them in there. It's a sparkly, twirly thing. I don't even know what it's called. But there's only one of them. It's got signs in it, not the one with the mesh, the ones with the signs. We'll see if I decide to use these. I know I only have one of them. All right, I'm just going to put a whole lot of glue here. And find the middle of my board. I'll kind of put some up the sides because I'm not sure where it's going to. Kind of find the middle of my board without burning myself. And I want it really close to the bottom. Yep, that's it. See, what do you call that? I don't know, but Hobby Lobby had them. And I'll tell you one thing, it was in the party section. So some of this stuff you can find, it is holiday and can be used for 4th of July, but it's in the party section with all their different colors. So look there. Okay. I believe that's not real heavy, so I believe it will hold fine. And I may figure out what I can do to go back. I'm gonna shoot a little glue in here. Make sure it stays on my board. And then I'm gonna want to do something to hide that from the edges. So I may go and get a little greenery that will hang down. All right, so y'all see it so far? What do you think? Should I cut off a couple of these and stick them in there? What you think, Ed?
I think Maria Francisco just came on here.
Okay, Maria, if you're on, send me, well, I'll check and see if I have your address. You won the craft kit for April, and so I need your address. All right, I'm not sure I'm not going to use this whole thing, and I'm not sure I can cut these with my scissors. That one did, but I really need a long stem. Can add it. Let's see. Sorry, y'all. All right, Ed, would you see if you can cut that? I may can put it up here and spread it out.
You need to cut it with a 9.
What have I got? A 10?
No, you got a dike. The 9s are over there.
All right, this is probably too many. To try to do something like that. They need to be separated more. But that's kind of pretty, isn't it? Where's the other part of it? Give me the...
She said, "Oh my goodness, I was in a meeting and just got on. I can't believe I won. You should have my address."
Okay. I will get it out in the mail to you tomorrow then. I'm glad you caught me today. Okay, let's see. This one has a longer stick, so I think maybe we can figure this out. I'll get it to go down in here. And if I need to cut a couple of these, I will. These are kind of cool because you can make them up, down, around. Like I can pull this one this way. And right here was where I felt like I needed something. So I could just put some glue on it. The good thing about y'all with the sticks and stuff is it's easy to pull out and change if you decide you don't like it because you haven't glued it in. I felt like that needed a little something right there.
Looks like a little homecoming mom turned it sideways.
Alright, I got a little glue on my board. I'm going to have to figure out exactly, you don't really see it much on this side, but I do see the glue over here on this side, so I'm going to have to do something on this side. And I probably will get some greenery. See, because I have greenery like this that kind of flows down or something. So I will probably get some more greenery on that. And whether I leave this exactly like this or I still see a hole right there. Do you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you been too.
Like, you know, I add and I add. I don't want to put another color of blue in there though, do I?
No. It looks good the way it is.
There's a hole right there. I'll figure out something. I may put some greenery right there, the same greenery that I put over here to hang down. But anyway, I mean, I think it's cute.
Show them put 2 of them together.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Put it right side by side.
Why? To show how I overdo on flowers?
Yeah. No, I just wanted.
All right, this one you could hang if you wanted to on a wall. I just have it sitting up against a lantern. But this one will probably, it may be too, it's gonna be too top heavy, so you'll have to prop it up on something. Or I'll tell y'all a little secret to get things to stand. Like you could turn it over and put a Jenga block or something, a piece of wood right here, and it will stand up. Put it on an easel. You can hang it on the wall. I still could put things here and hang it on the wall, but I'm just gonna prop it on my fireplace. But anyway, see, this is 3 different ways that you can do with these smash cans. There's this one. There again, it has a little bit of jute on the back. I have it sitting on my tiered tray. This one's going to be for 4th of July, and then there's this one for spring. You can make them look antiqued. A lot of different things you can do with them. But I hope I helped y'all a little bit today and gave you some ideas. I am going to do one this size if I have any of this material left. And even if I don't, I may go buy some more. This was from Walmart. And because I think that would be really cute to do an Americana, not the bright red and blue. And then make flowers out of fabric and put a rusty star in the middle. So I'm going to teach you how to do flowers on Thursday, is what we're going to do. But we're going to use the material from Pioneer Woman that we made the garland out of. That's what we're going to use. I'm going to wait and see if I have enough of this left after I do the Americana rag wreath. And y'all know I like to try to do things ahead of time, so I'll have it 3/4 made before I show y'all how to do it. But anyway, hopefully I gave you an idea of different ways that you can do these smashed cans. You could have this as decor, a centerpiece, do 2 of them or whatever. No one would ever know that that was a can. And you know, that's what we try to do, is to do inexpensive projects. The red flower, the blue flower came from Dollar Tree. This came from Hobby Lobby in the party section, and they only had one, but the first thing I thought of was using it for the 4th of July, and I'm just getting started with that. And this was a sprig from Hobby Lobby for the white, but you could use white flowers or whatever you wanted to. Okay, I am going to gift a couple of napkins. I'm going to gift this one that I used today, and then the one I used here. So, and I may throw another one or 2 in there, who knows, but these are the 2 that I pulled out. So what you need to do, but it has to be someone who's still watching. So what you need to do is just put "I'm here," just in the comments, put "here," and I'll know you're still watching, and I'm just gonna kind of scroll, and the first name I see, I'm gonna mail you some napkins to use in your projects. There's so many things that you can use napkins for. You know, and I really enjoy decoupaging napkins. It's just one of the fun things, and you can do anything from, you know, the rustic looking, the antique looking, to bright and cheerful. Okay, Ed's gonna tell me when we get a couple of people that post "I'm here," and then I'm just gonna look and scroll, and it's just whoever I see first. Are you ready?
3 so far.
Okay, so let me just scroll. Karen Boyd Hunter, first name I saw. All right, Karen, you're going to get some napkins. I will get them out in the mail tomorrow, along with Maria's craft kit. Okay, that's it for today, and I know we went a little longer than usual, but I hope I've inspired you to, where's my empty can, the one we smushed. Grab a can. Now, if you're lucky enough to be able to get the big cans from the schools, you could do an even larger. But you know, it would be fun just to cover these and make centerpieces.
Or buy 6 months supply of hominy.
Yeah. I even looked the other day at some of the really large cans in the grocery store, and I thought, okay, what's really cheap that I don't mind opening and throwing away? And y'all know nothing's cheap anymore. And I think even the hominy was $4 and something a can. So I just bought boiled peanuts and fixed them, and you know, that's what these cans were, boiled peanuts. This, I think, was pears. And I like the small ones. They're perfect for a tiered tray. But then the even smaller ones, these would be perfect for a tiered tray too. So, what?
Karen Hunter said, "Don't tell the boss I'm watching and working."
Well, we won't tell him. Okay, well, y'all, thank you for being on with me today. I hope I inspired you to try these smashed cans. It's not something that I will do tons and tons of, but it is fun to play with. And you don't need expensive flowers or anything to do it. And if I have enough of this material, I'm definitely going to do an Americana one. And I'll take a picture of it and show it to you. Or we may do it live, who knows. All right, we will be back Thursday at 1 o'clock. And like I said, we're going to be taking the Pioneer Woman fabric, and I'm going to show you how to make some really cute flowers and how you can layer the flowers and the different things you can do with the flowers. I did a video with the flowers last year, but I know I have a lot of new people, so we're going to do it again. And because I think when I put the garland on my website, I'm going to add like 5 pre-made flowers to go along with it. So, all right, well, thank y'all, and I'm sorry we went about an hour today, but I hope you've had fun. Let me go and get this mess cleaned up, and I will see y'all Thursday. I hope y'all have a great week. Thanks again. Bye-bye.